says that.
Well, yeah. What the fuck? That's shitty. Go to probably. That's a shitty way to ask someone. Oh, I'll say it.
Okay.
What? Was that you?
Yeah.
Daniel.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Make your questions.
I'm sorry.
She trashes his proposal. Bam. He's gutted, but somehow she's the one crying. He's the one consoling her. Isn't that weird? She was the one who hurt his feelings, but yet somehow she's the one getting comforted. No time spent allowing him to explore his feelings. Her guilt, not his pain, is the top priority. The game is rigged because women in this society don't think that men's suffering is their problem to deal with. They're happy to demand comfort and support from men, but when you dare ask a woman about a male issue, something like loneliness, this is the kind of response you get.
I think men have to worry about that, but us as women, that's like not our problem right now, and we're definitely being a lot more self-sufficient. So that's definitely a male problem to deal with.
What a cop-out. To me, that answer is completely unacceptable. On this channel, I'm going to continue to make the case that the lack of female empathy towards men is not good enough. Women need to step up more. Recently, I was invited by Dr. Orion Taraban from the YouTube channel Psychax to give an interview and talk to the members of his paid community. The atmosphere of the conversation was tense. There was a lot of love and a lot of respect, but there was a lot of disagreement. From Dr. Orion and from a lot of his members, I kept hearing them say that women are no good at being there for men's emotions. Therefore, it's not worth trying. Be stoic. Keep your emotions to yourself. Talk about them with other men, but not with a woman in your life. I strongly disagree, and I made my case. I posted the whole thing to my Patreon if you want to see me get really passionate. But on this topic, I asked the question, how low can we allow our expectations of women to sink? How low a standard are we as men going to accept? I would consider it to be the very basic task of a husband and a wife to be there for the struggles of their spouse. That seems normal to me. That seems like a reasonable requirement. And what, we're just going to let women off the hook for that duty because, oh, they're no good at it? Nah, fuck that. That's some bullshit. I'm so sick of this culture coddling women while men bleed. Yes, women don't want to hear about men's struggles. They might not want to comfort their husbands or expend any emotional labor. But my question is, why should we let them get away with that? Guess what? Men are not good at housework. Cleaning, organizing, not our strong suit. But did feminism let men off the hook and say, oh, well, you're no good at that, so don't worry about it. You don't have to do that. No, they said, we expect you to help with household cleaning. You might not like it, you might not be good at it, but men, suck it up. And guess what? We did. The overwhelming majority of households now have husbands that contribute to household cleaning and organizing. This is the effort that men made to overcome their innate weakness, and it's time for women to do the same. You're not good at seeing a man struggle, express his suffering, seeing his emotions? Too fucking bad. You can learn. I say that men need to demand support and nurturing from women. They are entitled to it. And if men don't hold that standard, then women win again. They can just carry on consuming attention and support from men while giving back nothing in return.
I think in 2025, men should be men again because they've turned into divas. They want to be the women in the relationship. They said, but you didn't text me first. I'm sorry, what, princess?
She mocks him, calls him a princess, and once again, a man's feelings are the punchline. But I'm sick of this joke. It's not funny. You see, this is what a lot of women want, to shame and belittle men's feelings so that they stay silent, so that women don't have to deal with them. I say, don't let them get away with it. You understand that these women love the idea that they're just not good at being there for men's struggles because it's just weaponized incompetence. And I don't buy it. If women are capable of showing empathy to children, to other women, to themselves, then they can be supportive of you too. That's not asking that much. Women, if you want the privilege of being known as the caring and nurturing gender, I say prove it. Men, we need to hold some standards. Don't let the women in your lives cry and say, oh, I'm just no good at being there for men. I just don't know how to handle that. Listen, if you can learn how to vacuum, she can learn how to listen. Women beg men to open up more, saying they want that emotional connection. Well, here's your chance. It's really not that much to recognize that the person in front of you is a fellow human being. He feels and suffers just like you do. So give him the dignity of some kindness and some compassion. Things have got to change because for too long, women have viewed men's emotions as just a source of entertainment, something to mock and ridicule, like a weakness that's fun to poke just for sport, for her own amusement.
One of my favorite ways to assert my dominance on the trail as a female hiker is when I see a guy pass me, I ask him, oh, was that your wife that just passed me like a mile ago? Obviously making the assumption that there was another woman that passed them. And every single time they get so defensive and they're like, what? No. Microfeminism, ladies.
Male emotions are not toys for women to play with. This sort of sexism thrives on our silence, and nothing will change unless we demand more. And to say that women are incapable of improving in this area infantilizes them. It's the soft sexism of low expectations. Women can do better, and they must do better. Because guess what? This current arrangement, it benefits no one. Women are crying, where are all the good men? Well, how about you look in the mirror? Women, ask yourselves, how do I interact with men? Do I build them up or do I tear them down? If there is a crisis in masculinity, what are you doing to help? But if you're not willing to do your part to help fix the problem, at least stop complaining. But it's not just women at fault here, because so many men have accepted a life where they're eating crumbs and they're calling it dinner. They say, I can't open up about my struggles. I can't show her that I'm suffering. I can't let her see my emotions, because then she's going to see that I have flaws and she'll lose attraction to me. So what's the plan then? You're just going to live your life as a performance, just pretending to be perfect all the time? To that I say, expectations of perfection might be her trap, but you are the sucker who walked into it. What kind of a low-grade woman is entitled enough to demand a flawless man? And how spineless are you to grovel to that delusion? You are a human. You make mistakes sometimes. You fail at things. You have emotions. All of that's normal. Putting on a performance of perfection so that she never has to deal with the real you is toxic codependence. And you will be responsible for creating a spoiled brat of a woman who only thinks of herself. You never demanded her support. You never demanded her empathy. That's on you. You are the man. You are the leader. You need to show her a more realistic version of masculinity. One that takes personal responsibility, yes, but also fucks up sometimes, fails, makes mistakes. I'm not saying you need to become a whiny little bitch, but you are a normal adult man. You have feelings. Occasionally, you would like some support. Without that, honestly, why even get married? Like really, why sign over so much power to her in terms of finances and child custody if in that marriage you don't think you're entitled to even basic emotional support? Why would you choose that? Why would you want to spend 50 years of your life providing for her, protecting her, being there for her emotions, if you can't even say to her, I'm really struggling today, can I please talk to you about it? It makes no sense. You trust her enough to raise your kids, but you don't trust her enough to listen to you say, I'm sad. I remind you, women love the idea of men thinking that they are incapable of being there for male emotions because it's less work for them. Do not let them win. Do not let them get away with it. Do not let them use that as a convenient little excuse to continue to ignore men and men's suffering. Expect more, demand more, raise your standards. I know that there are men out there who think that women are genuinely incapable of being there for a man's emotions. And in some cases, they may be right. There are lots of low-quality women out there. But it is a universal truth that the world will never give you more than what you ask for. If you have low expectations for women and beliefs about what they're capable of, you will be proved right. But if you raise your standards and have higher expectations for women, you might be surprised.
I pretty much read his mind. So it's like, if I know you and I study you, like I know how you are in the morning, I know how you are about midday, I know when you're in this mood, what you need. Like before you can ever ask me for something, I'm already on it. I think my biggest flex is how I treat my man. I love to see him eating the meal that I cooked. I love seeing him sleep easy. Every night, like clockwork, I scratch this man's back to sleep. And I know when he's asleep because I can tell when his breathing changes. But I find joy in being your rest.
Women will take their cues from men. They will follow your lead. If you set a weak tone, then she will happily skip your needs. But if instead you say the privilege of being my girlfriend comes at a price, if you enjoy my protection, my masculinity, you can earn that by providing me with companionship and support. I know that there are guys in the comment section who have had very shitty experiences with women. They tried opening up to a woman emotionally and it went really badly. And many of you guys have concluded that it's just not possible to get support from women. I am sorry that happened. That sucks. It's one of the worst human experiences, is attempting to be vulnerable and connect with another person and having it go badly. But for you to retreat to the idea that women are just not capable and therefore you should never expect it from women, I think that's a cop-out. You're playing right into their hand. You're just letting women off the hook. Like I said before, men are leaders. If we have low expectations, then this is all women are going to give us. But if we raise our standards, who knows? Maybe things can start to improve. Now that's my perspective, but as I said earlier, Dr. Orion Taraban from the YouTube channel Psychax strongly disagrees with me. So in this video, you've heard my side. If you would like to hear the other side and like to hear me debate it, I posted our discussion on my Patreon. You can go and check it out right now. And for the rest of this video, I want to move from theory to practice. I want to explain the common reasons why sharing with women commonly goes bad for men and what they can do to fix it. So if you're one of those guys that I spoke about who's tried opening up to women and it went badly and you've just retreated, you're going to want to watch the rest of the video. I'll break it down how you can do it much better and get a better result. To see that, come on over to Patreon. That's where I've posted the full-length version of this video. What you see here on YouTube, these are just the shortened abridged versions of my videos. The full versions are available on Patreon.